Ford F150. It's very beautiful. It's got those automatic running boards, as well as the easy entry door. The box is very utility friendly. As you guys can see in this box, it comes down nice and slowly. I have some equipment from the camping trip, so I had no issues with my whole family inside the truck. So we had a nice good time, as well as everyone had plenty of food to eat as well. It does come with this waterproof cover, so you can put your stuff inside and still not have to worry about the water getting in. Moving forward, one of the things that this truck does have as the Ford's feature in this is the ladder, as well as I think this thing comes out like this. So this ladder is very useful, so people with a little bit of an issue or whatnot can come inside as using these as stairs. So of course you can, this thing is spring loaded, so as soon as you step on it, let me demonstrate to you guys, really nice and simple. Step on it, hold this bar, and you're down back. So this is what I'm gonna do now. Step on it and back. So might have looked a little bit confusing to you guys, but that's basically how it works. So this just goes back in really easily. Press this, and then you press this second thing, and then this just slides back in. This thing also just goes back in like that, and then you close your truck bed. So this is one of the most utility truck beds that there is. Now the competition has kind of caught up with it as well. Denali has a nice truck bed cover, but this one has been there for a long time. So Ford has been doing it for a while. One thing I want to focus your attention to is the parking sensors, as well as the backup camera over here. So we have another sensor over here, as well as the backup camera, and as well as the 4 parking sensors at the back. So this makes it a breeze for everything to be done on using your trailer. Overall, this truck is a 100% performance promise, and we'll do a test drive right now and see what this is all about. But from the looks of it, this truck is amazing, and dare I say sexy. Now my favorite view of this truck is the side profile. Okay, so basically the main ideas over here, we have this LED indicator for the turning signal. We also have the radar cruise control detection system for the side lane departure built into the mirror as well. We have of course the age-old button system from Ford, and then we have the code system over here as well, which, you know, to me is always seemed old-fashioned, but Ford was one of the first ones to bring that in. Overall, the truck bed, this is the standard 6-foot bed, and super functional. So this weekend we took it for a camping trip, so we have a few equipment. Of course, you would expect that from the truck. One of the best features that I feel is the 20-inch rims that we see over here. Extremely modern looking, and it has the coating on it so that the brake dust doesn't settle on it. So you can see it just comes off. Other ones, you know, kind of sticks on, so you just have to give it a quick wipe and it takes care of itself. So overall, this one is a really beautiful looking truck. Ford has always done a good job with this, and this is one of those Lariat trim, and it looks amazing, and it looks awesome with the pearl white color. In my opinion, this is the favorite color. I've seen it in black, I've seen it in other colors, but the best looking color is this color over here behind me. So let's not delay and see some of these things. Now, one of my favorite features on this truck is this large grille. I used to have a 2001 Infiniti QX4, and that was one of the reasons why I purchased that car, is because it had a grille exactly almost like this, and super aggressive looking, and it does the job. From a far away you can see that this car is coming, so get out of the way. And one of my other favorite feature, of course, is the LED lighting that is on the headlights. So both of these headlights, they turn on, as you can see in that camera, that the LED is flashing. That's because, of course, LED is always going to be flashing like that, especially when it's being captured on camera. But overall, if you take a look at these headlights, these are just spectacular headlights. It's one of my favorite headlights in this whole generation. The previous generation almost cut off the headlights right over here. In this one, they just upgraded it a little bit to come all the way to the grille, which to me is super aggressive and super nice. I think that they've done a really great job making sure that this truck looks nice. Now let's get into like the hood and see what this is packing. Alright, so you guys can see this is the V6 EcoBoost. This one is the V6, and it's got the twin turbo, and I don't know if I can see these turbos, but they're somewhere in there. And this is the one powerhouse that makes that power that is almost equivalent to the V8. In fact, in many ways, more. So this is what this beast is packing. All right, so moving in on the interior side of the Ford F150 Lariat, of course we're gonna have to press this button, get inside, and we see the runner boards come out for your convenience in stepping inside the truck. This truck overall feels amazing, especially for an off-roader truck. This thing just looks luxury. No way you will feel inside the jungle that you're in some sort of an off-roader, okay, that's for sure. So as soon as you're looking at this, the door trim of course looks really nice with this chrome and the carbon fiber feel. We have the door handle that opens up like this. We have the plastic gray on this door handle part as well to give it that nice luxury look. The speaker grill is enclosed with this chrome trim piece, so that looks really nice. We have some file or document space, as well as a cup holder. Moving on to the top part, we have the window switch, and then we have the mirror coming inside feature, so that it's when you're parking in a tight spot, your mirrors can come inside and don't hit the other car. Of course, I can also move the mirrors around as well. So one of the features that we have over here on this side as well is the mirror LED lighting. So if we have that on, we get this mirror LED light underneath. So there you go, you see that as soon as you're entering the car. If it's dark outside, you can see what's on the ground and get inside safely. One of the other part of this mirror is that it has that side vehicle indicator. So if you have anyone beside you, you can do the shoulder check as well as look at that to make sure that you're not going to be hitting someone while you're changing the lane. Moving on to the interior of this vehicle, we see that we have a telescopic steering wheel, so you can adjust to any of the heights. We have the adjustable gas and brake pedals, so you can see they're moving back and forth. We have the seat adjustment over here as well, so you can see that it moves up, down, forward moves up and down as well. The seat moves forward and backwards, as well as the reclining feature in there as well. Lumbar support is only back and forth, no up or down movement, which I would expect Ford Lariat to have the up and down feature as well, but nonetheless it doesn't matter. It's all about adding these features. Steering wheel is loaded with buttons, as you guys can see. We have the menu buttons over here. We have the volume up and down, track change, mode for the audio, mute button, voice control button, phone pickup and hang up button. Here we have our cruise control buttons, up and down for your speed, resume, cancel, on and off your cruise control. Pretty standard stuff over there. We have the instrument cluster, very nice and very interesting, with the screen and everything like that. So as soon as you close the door, you can see that the information comes on, as well as soon as we turn on the vehicle with this push start button over here, we see the information come up. So of course these buttons would work as you would expect, so we can move that around in the instrument cluster. We'll get into that in a little bit. Of course, this thing comes with the navigation and GPS embedded inside the car. It has the really fancy sound system as well, with the center speaker up here, and it has the pocket for your phone to and other things, whatever you like to do. In terms of connectivity, we have the USB ports over here, so you can plug in whatever you want. You have iPhone or Android, you can plug that in and it will show up on the screen over here. We have some media center controls, media buttons, skip and backwards, tune, everything typical as you would expect. You can change as I had the, so you can just change the controls, change the audio from here. My most favorite feature on any truck is being able to select whether you're on the 2-wheel or for auto, for high, for low. So this one has that extra for auto feature, which is basically having the transfer case decide when to transfer how much power to the front wheels, otherwise keeping it all in the rear wheels, because this is primarily a rear wheel vehicle. Moving forward into the trailer package, this one comes with the trailer package, so we have a little bit of a help on how to move the trailer back and forth. So Ford is always known for having the ability to do the parking by itself, and figuring out how to help out with the controls on the trailer. So this thing definitely has that. Right below that, you guys can see that this has the brake controller over here as well. So as soon as you press this controls the brake, and you can adjust the gain and the reduction on that brake as well. So overall, very nice trailer package features as well. You don't have to go and do any of the aftermarket purchases on this after this. Moving on to the climate control, of course, it's a very standard looking climate control cluster. We have the driver and the passenger, as well as just figuring out where you want the air to come out. Comes with the cool seats and the heated seat feature. Here's the fan control in the middle. Overall, this thing does the job of providing you the ultimate truck experience while not making you feel like you're in a truck. Of course, you can't help it but noticing the fact that you are in a truck, and it is very, very interesting because this thing is built for off-roading, yet it has the functionality of doing the So inside of this truck is super luxurious. As soon as you sit inside, you feel that extreme room for your feet. And I'm a 6 foot tall guy, and I got that built as well. So I feel no shortage of room in this situation. I got that telescopic steering to make sure that I can adjust my height, my seat I can move back and forth, my recliner I can move properly to adjust to my feel, as well as the gas and brake pedals. So I got all of the features to make sure that my comfort is taken care of. Overall, the shifter feels really nice and beefy. As soon as you're holding it, you can think of changing the gears without having to move your hands anywhere. There's no pedal shifters in this, so you would have to keep your hand like this if you're doing that sport mode and everything like that, since this does have that driving mode feature which you can change. Overall, this thing has a great view that you can see. Your rear view mirror does the job to show everything that's happening behind you, as well as the big mirrors on the side gives you that ultimate comfort for making sure that you are in a bit, you're not feeling that, yes, it's a big truck, but I am feeling awkward or not. So this is not giving you that awkward feeling in terms of driving it as well. So I personally believe that anyone, and I mean anyone, can drive this car, whether you have your mom wants to drive it, your dad wants to drive it, your teenage person who just got a new license wants to drive it, an experienced driver wants to drive it. This is perfect for every kind of driving experience. Some of my favorite features in this are the trailer backup camera that does the as soon as you start up the car, you have the trailer backup button, so that it helps you park the trailer with the trailer properly, which you can adjust. It has the trailer brakes as well. We have a proper navigation system, so I can see where I am currently. My instrument control feels really nice. The most important feature that I feel that I find very interesting is the chrome touch on the knobs. It's chrome and the shiny touch on the knobs. It's an off-roader, so I would suspect them to use, a little bit of a rough matte finish on these controls, but it looks really elegant and everything like that, so I have no complaints. In this vehicle, you definitely want to have the ventilation as well as the nice big sunroof, which this vehicle provides. So if we open up the sunroof, you can take a look. It's a huge sunroof. It's a huge sunroof. Like, I can't emphasize this enough. This is awesome. Like, this gets you right up there if you're off-roading and everything. This gives you that nice view and everything, and it has the rear window slide as well, so you can have it, if it's a nice hot day, you can have all of these windows open as well as the sunroof open. You're gonna have a nice time. All right, driving the F-150 Lariat 2019, it just feels like you're driving a small car with really good suspension. So one of the things that we feel in a small car is that you're really close to the road and you feel the road like as if your hands are touching it. But in this, what you feel is not the road, you just feel the suspension of this vehicle, which is extremely comfortable and it is extremely soft. So one of the things that I would recommend in terms of purchasing this vehicle is getting that off-road package. It really helps when you're driving, even looking at this small bumps or anything like that. They, on a regular truck, you'll feel them as if you just hit like a brick wall, but in this, it's just a breeze. The second you start driving this car, this truck, see, I keep confusing it with car as well. The second you start driving this truck, you feel you're in some sort of a luxury vehicle. And one of the best parts is that it doesn't feel like a truck. Again, I'm mentioning that again and again, but that's one of the biggest problems with people getting into trucks, is that they feel that they're not gonna be able to control this big vehicle. but as soon as you start driving it, you have no issues. As I showed you in the interior, you can adjust the settings of the seats and the gas pedal and the steering wheel adjustment, so you feel like there's nothing really stopping you from actually getting into this vehicle. One of the other things that I do feel as I'm driving it is that the steering wheel really takes control as it's turning back into straight wheels. What I mean is that when I turn, I feel the motor actually trying to straighten out the wheel, which is really nice for beginner drivers as well. Advanced drivers, of course, they're always keeping things in check, but as you start driving at a beginner level, this truck will definitely make you feel that it is keeping in check. One of the other things that I do notice is that there is a little bit of a bounce from the back. That's very minor, and as I'm comparing it with the driving of a car, you don't feel that in a car, so that is something to be looking out for and making sure that you are comfortable with this for your daily driver. I personally would use this for my daily driver just because of the fact that I'm very used to driving these trucks, but overall this thing is going to give you that nice feel of that truck as if it's a small car. Gas mileage wise, it's really interesting because it does give it promises you that V6 performance, but at the end of the day, V6 gas mileage performance, but at the end of the day, you can't help it but to push this truck. And what I mean by that is simply this: like the second you drive it and you put in the gas, you have nothing really stopping. So like right away you notice that I went all the way to 100 km/h within a few seconds. So, and that's not something normal for a truck. So this thing gets you that performance. So if you're thinking that with the V6 you're gonna save some gas, forget it, because I guarantee you that even if you drive nice and slow, you're still gonna be coming into this situation where you're just saying, man, I want to push it. Especially when you're on the highway and you want to see some of those you want to take over some of these vehicles, you're gonna be pushing it. And when you're pushing this V6 at the twin turbo, you're using up all of the gas. There's no questions about it. So overall, in terms of making sure that this vehicle can get you from point A to point B, of course, you want to make sure that the vehicle is under warranty and everything when you're purchasing a used vehicle like this. But overall, the main goal of this video is to show you guys that this used vehicle is going to give you just as much of a performance as you would expect from a brand new vehicle without losing all that value off the lot. So I'm going off this rougher terrain, as you can see, and there is no weird bump suspension issue that I'm feeling overall. This thing is just smooth as ever, and it just doesn't get you thinking that, hey, am I going to be having a hard time over these bumps or not.